Hey, how's it going? It's Ollie here. In this video, I wanted to discuss 4 myths that have been circulating to do with selling on Amazon. Now, people love to freak out about changes in business and about the way Amazon likes to run their business. And a lot of the times when things happen, new changes get made, everyone's instant reaction is to think, oh, the opportunity's gone. Amazon don't want us selling on there anymore, and loads of other fear starts to arise. And what I'm really keen to do is to reduce all of this fear so people don't get freaked out and just focus on their business. All right, so in this video I want to help to do that by addressing 4 things that people are saying about selling on Amazon and explain why they're not really an issue. So the first one is that arbitrage is dead. If you don't know what arbitrage is, basically you buy products from retail stores and online stores and you sell them on Amazon. Now, in recent times, Amazon have been putting more restrictions on brands, more restrictions on products, which means that, yes, a handful of products that are on the Amazon marketplace right now can't be resold unless you apply for permission. Also, Amazon have changed the way that you prove products are legitimate when you're selling them on the platform. So this led everybody to believe that arbitrage was dead because products are getting restricted, so you can't resell stuff anymore, and it's a lot harder to prove you've got genuine stock. Now, the reason this is a myth is because it's just simply not true, right? The percentage of products that are getting restricted are so low, and yes, that more will be getting restricted, but the percentage is so low that it really doesn't make too much difference. As long as you're careful and you're checking before you buy products to see if they're restricted, you're not really going to have an issue. And so it doesn't really matter. But one thing that you do need to watch with arbitrage now is that you're buying products from stores that give you receipts with detail on them. So if Amazon were to ever query you on whether a product was legitimate or not, you could show them a receipt from the store you bought the product from with the SKU on that receipt, or the ASIN, not the ASIN, but the UPC, or a very detailed product name. If you can show that to Amazon to prove that your stock was legit, they will usually approve it, and then that will prevent you from getting into any trouble if a customer was to say, you were selling fake stock or anything like that. So arbitrage is fine, right? So that's the first myth debunked. Just keep going. Keep buying products from retail stores, online stores, and selling them on your account, because it's an awesome way to start to build up some capital and build that cash flow business in the beginning, if you're at that stage. Myth number 2 surrounds the private label strategy selling on Amazon. Now, Amazon have recently changed the policy about incentivized reviews, and I've done another video on this. But what happened was, before this change happened, Amazon sellers, when promoting their private label products, used to offer their products at a discount in exchange for a review. And Amazon said, after a while of this happening, we don't want you to do that anymore, because it's damaging the legitimacy of the reviews on the platform. Kind of makes sense, right? But then as soon as that change happened, loads of private label sellers were saying, oh my God, this is going to be a nightmare. Or a lot of new private label sellers were saying, I'm not going to be able to make this work anymore. Since that change has been implemented, I have launched 2 new private label products, right? Brand new private label products. And one of them did £9,000 in sales in its second month on the platform. No incentivized reviews, not one. Okay, and this was since they were launched in the UK, which was like maybe 2 or 3 months ago. So it's clearly not too much of a problem. If you've got products that are going to sell anyway, you should have done your research properly first, then you can get organic reviews. Your products will sell, then you get reviews, right? So private label is still cool. You can still get reviews, and there's my video on my channel somewhere explaining how you do this now that the policy has changed. Myth number 3 revolves around the buy box. Now, new Amazon sellers, if you were to sign up for your account today, you wouldn't be allowed the buy box for a period of between 2 to 6 months. And I've had a load of messages from people after I made my last video about this, saying that it's really going to stop them building up momentum in the beginning. It's really going to be a problem. And to be honest, like, it is going to cause you to make slightly less sales in the beginning, right? It just will. But that's not to say you can't still make loads of sales. You just need to send in more stock and find stock that sells faster in the beginning. Also, undercut. And again, I did a load more stuff in another video about how to combat this change, but it doesn't mean that you can't start a business. You know, even if you don't have the buy box in the beginning, you can still get loads of sales, especially if you're priced competitively. So don't freak out about this again. Watch my video if you want more information on what this means, but it's a myth. Like, the buy box thing isn't going to change anything. By the way, if you weren't too sure on what the buy box is, you know that front page on Amazon where you're looking for products and you click on a listing, and then there's a product page describing the listing with the picture and the bullet points and everything. There's an add to cart button on the right hand side of that page, right? When you click that big add to cart button, you're buying from the seller who has the buy box, right? Now, there's going to be loads of other sellers on the listing as well. And all the other sellers who aren't on that front page don't have the buy box. But what a lot of Amazon sellers do is click on the other sellers button and try and find the cheapest price, right? So they won't always buy from the seller with the buy box. So that's why you really just don't need to worry about this change too much. And yes, when you get the buy box, your sales will increase if you have lots of stock in your account. But it's definitely nothing to worry about. Definitely not a reason not to start selling on Amazon. And finally, myth number 4 is that, and this, to be honest, has been going on since I actually started selling on the platform, people seem to be worried that it's getting too saturated, that the opportunity is getting too big, it's being blown out of proportion, that there's too many sellers and too little products on the platform, or not enough customers, or whatever it is. Now, this is kind of, has some truth to it, but it is a myth, right? Some areas of the Amazon platform, some strategies are getting saturated. Like, if you just go to, for example, the really, really popular online stores, go to the clearance section and buy the first product that you see, and then try and sell that on Amazon, you're most likely going to come up against a load of competitors, because loads of people are doing this now. And to be honest, loads of people have been doing this for a few years, right? And it has got a little bit more cutthroat. There are a few more sellers on the platform. So certain areas of selling on Amazon have got a bit more saturated. But something that a lot of new sellers who jump on this opportunity don't do is use creativity to sidestep all of the competition, find different suppliers, source rarer products, not just go for all the low-hanging fruit, really easy stuff to find on these big box online stores. So yes, the marketplace is still saturated, but it is in no way compromising the opportunity. And you've got to remember, 97% of people who jump on this opportunity are going to send in a few boxes of stock, doing the method I just told you about, going to any, Toys R Us, buying a couple of products, seeing a few sales, and then they're going to quit. It's just like at the beginning of the year, you see hundreds of people going into the gym. The new year, new me stuff kicks in. Everyone's really pumped about losing weight or building muscle and whatever. And then in February, it's just back to the 25 people in there who are committed and are doing this stuff for the long term. I don't think there's too many long-term, serious Amazon sellers who are going to be doing this for the long haul. So if you're creative and you're diligent and you learn everything that you can about selling on Amazon and take this opportunity seriously, market saturation, increased competition really isn't going to be much of a problem. And it's the same for any kind of strategy. Like even private labels, there'll be more private label sellers, but there's always going to be more product opportunities. There's 500 million products on the US platform actively selling. I mean, there's just so much opportunity, and there's always going to be new ideas for products. There's always going to be new stuff to buy. All right, so saturation, competition, and all that stuff, to be honest with you, is a mindset issue. If you're worrying about that stuff, then you're in scarcity mindset. The only way to combat this is to focus on abundance, how many products there are out there, how many customers there are out there. Tens of millions of Amazon Prime users at the moment. We don't know how many tens of millions, but there are tens of millions, right? So focus on how much opportunity there is, not how smaller pockets of the opportunity are being compromised, and you're going to win, right? Because you've got an abundant mindset, and that's what really makes the difference. So I hope you've enjoyed me debunking these 4 myths. I hope that's answered a few of your questions. Anything that you want to ask me, do just comment below. If you haven't checked out this video on ecommercefreedom.com, then go there. There's loads more resources on there, videos, free training, podcast episodes and everything. If you're not on that website, you're missing out. So go to ecommercefreedom.com and check out the rest of my stuff. I'm sure it will help you on your journey. Take care and keep believing. I'll speak to you soon.